Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I go by that name on all my social media platforms. I am on TikTok as well as on Instagram. Now, if you're joining us here for the very first time, I post fragrance related content on this channel. I post consistently as well. So if you are into fragrances, guys, then this channel is going to be for you. Now, do consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'd very much appreciate it if you became part of the family. All you have to do is click the red subscribe button, not the one on the screen, but the one on the page. Click that one, make sure it turns gray, and join the family. To those who are returning, thank you so much, guys, for the continued support. I appreciate you as always. Now, welcome to a fragrance review video. This is going to be a fragrance review video / rant. I'm here to talk about Sir Malika, and this is the packaging. This is another box in a box type of situation, you know that, right? So the white is the outer cover, and then it's got the silver, and then the fragrance sits in there. I've taken out the fragrance, so let me just show you that one. Okay, now this is the fragrance. Okay, that is Sir Malika. Let us give it a quick spray, and then we'll get into it, right? So for those who are interested in the atomizer, that is how it sprays. And that's plenty there because it is quite a strong fragrance. Now, I fell into the hype when it came to this. I saw a lot of people hyping this fragrance. Oh my God, you're missing out. Oh, the best Lattafa out there. You know, that sort of thing. And I thought, okay, I'm going to blind buy it because Lattafas here are cheap. So, you know, I just added it to my cart and I thought, okay, let me see what the hype is about. The notes for Sir Malika are listed as saffron and cinnamon at the top, as well as apple, and then the mid is oud, sandalwood, and patchouli, and the base of this fragrance is amber and vanilla. Now, first impressions was I sprayed this and I was like, I know you, and the next thing that came to mind was Lattafa, why? You know, so maybe people that are hyping this fragrance, people that haven't used the other fragrances that have this similar DNA from Lattafa. From a reviewer's perspective, like myself, I do fragrance reviewing as a hobby. It makes sense to have this fragrance. I love to explore, you know, fragrances and to extract the different notes and to try and pin the differences and stuff. Makes a lot of sense. But from a consumer's perspective, Sir Malika is gonna, you know, leave a lot of you guys feeling robbed. Why do I say this? First spray, you're gonna get traces of oud mood. Now, oud mood on its own is not a bad fragrance, and it is a fragrance that contributed to the success of Lattafa, if you will. I'm just going to speak based off of my experience. It was the first fragrance that I bought. The first fragrance that impressed me from the company. The first fragrance that made me tiptoe into Middle Eastern, oudi kind of fragrances. So the success of oud mood is probably the reason why we maybe have this. But, you know, there comes a point where if you keep playing with a DNA, it becomes monotonous, and then you have consumers feeling robbed. Why? Because the same oud mood's DNA was used in Sheikh Shuyukh Luxe edition. So did we need another one with, you know, similar DNA and just a few tweaks here and there? You know, I've been recording videos back to back, and I did add this one on Lattafas that I would absolutely purchase if my collection had to go missing or something. So I'm not contradicting myself in this video. I'm just here to clue you up that if you're not like myself that's going to appreciate this one for the apple note, you're going to think, why on earth have they added this? Now, why I would repurchase this one personally is when I bought Sheikh Shuyukh Luxe edition, it was undeniably very similar to oud mood, but a more wearable, a more lighter take to oud mood. And I said, oh, I'm going to buy a full bottle of it, but I still haven't. Why I said I'm going to buy a full bottle is this is a mini. So I still haven't. And instead of buying this one, I'm going to buy this because it's got that apple take. Now, let me just read out the notes for oud mood and for Sheikh Shuyukh Luxe edition so that you can understand where I'm coming from with the rant. I said this particular one has saffron, cinnamon, apple, oud, sandalwood, patchouli, amber, and vanilla. Now, what does oud mood have? Cinnamon, Rose, okay, we don't have rose here, so yay. Saffron, caramel, we don't have caramel here, so yay. But don't we? Because I smell caramel in this. And then it has patchouli, amber, patchouli, cedar, and vanilla, right? Okay, so that's okay. Let's just say it's oud mood. Now we take Sheikh Shuyukh Luxe Edition, and we have rose, saffron, which we have in oud mood, patchouli, caramel, vanilla, amber, and oud. The same notes kind of twisted around from Malika, Sheikh Shuyukh Luxe Edition, and oud mood. So honestly, they're just playing around with the same notes and then just introducing an element there to tweak it. Now what they have done with this one is they have thrown that apple there. But tell you what, a lot of people are not going to be able to extract that apple because it's very oudy. Okay, it is very oudy. And what happens with oud sometimes, especially if it's like a stanky kind of oud, it kind of just wraps everything around it, and you just left smelling the one note, which is that oud, you know, maybe with a little bit of some woods there, but it's the oud that's gonna just shadow everything. And they should have known when they created this fragrance, guys, that unless the consumer is going to like it for the bottle, unless the consumer is completely obsessed with oud mood and Sheikh Shuyukh Luxe Edition, unless the consumer is, blown away by the packaging, unless it's cheap, unless they like the aesthetics, just the bottle, the way it is shaped, then it's not going to wow the consumer that much. And I think it's something that Lattafa needs to start listening to, switching up bottles and bringing the same juice and taking this out, and it becomes monotonous. You're not adventurous when it comes to fragrances. You're going to feel robbed, when it comes to this. And with the hype around this, I would have expected something better. So to cut to the chase, okay, just to make sure that the video doesn't go on and on and on, because I think you've gotten the message by now. What I can say is, if you're completely obsessed with the oud mood DNA, this is not an identical copy, but it dries down to that oud moody, oud. So if you're obsessed with oud mood, you're gonna love this. This definitely interprets as a lighter take. This, to my nose, definitely interprets as like a slightly fruity take with that maybe slightly crispy take of the apple. So if you are obsessed with oud mood, it's gonna do it for you. You're gonna completely love this. If you like Sheikh Shuyukh, you're gonna love it. If you already have the two, should you add this? I'm not sure. It's going to depend on your pocket whether you actually need to add it as a third one in your collection. But using the process of elimination, which is what I have done, if I hadn't purchased oud mood, a long time ago, and I already have it, and if I didn't have Sheikh Shuyukh the Luxe Edition, maybe this would have been the most preferred for me, because in as much as it is very similar, I think I kind of like this a little bit because of that slight crispness. But is it enough for me to say I need the oud mood, I need the Sheikh Shuyukh, and I need it? No, because it just feels as though it's the same DNA that's been switched around. That oud thing overshadowing everything to an extent that if you purchased it, you'll be like, well, it's just the same thing, unless you are completely obsessed about fragrances like me and you just want something different. So yes, guys, that is what I can say about this one. I don't know how long this fragrance has been on the market. It could be that it's been on the market for years and I'm just this minute getting my hands on it. Whether or not it's a fragrance that's gonna take off, I'm not sure, because it just feels like, oh, there we go, that's another typical Lattafa. They have just rebottled the same juice and touched it up here and then just said, okay, we're going to call it Malika now. What do you think about that? And that's the part that made me make this video, and quick, just to clarify there, that you will see this on my Lattafas that I would repurchase, simply because I would have purchased Sheikh Shuyukh in a bigger bottle, but then I did a blind buy and purchased this one, and I thought, oh, this is the one that I'll probably add to my collection. Say, for instance, I lost all my Lattafas. But for you guys, caution, don't rush to purchase this one unless you absolutely love it, unless the price is right, unless you love the packaging, for instance, unless that apple does it for you, then yes, you can purchase this one. I don't know, it probably makes sense to them, but it is something that they need to work on, because They've done it too many times. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we obviously discuss more about fragrances. Let me know what you think of Malika. Do you have this fragrance? Is it a fragrance you'd want to try? I would love to know about that in the comment section. Turn on post notifications as well. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Most importantly, guys, have you subscribed? If not, guys, please do consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. And remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.